Hi, and welcome back to my channel, your sanctuary for all things home, health, and style. Hang out with me as we explore everyday life, low-tox living, my best organizing tips, and my tried and true recipes. My goal is to help us all create a life that's wholesome, meaningful, and attainable. My name is Timber, and today we are talking about my toxin-free beauty routine. Before we get started, I just want to talk a little bit about my philosophy on beauty, if you could even call it that. I just wanted to cover a few bases and tell you guys that I am a true believer in natural beauty and using makeup and beauty routines to accentuate your natural beauty instead of covering up your face or trying to alter your bone structure to make you look a different way. As cheesy as it sounds, I really am a huge advocate of self-confidence and loving yourself no matter how you look. And always at the end of the day, whether you're dressed to the nines and all glammed up or walking around PMSing in your sweatpants and a big baggy t-shirt, I feel like what matters the most is your inner self-confidence and just the way that you carry yourself in the world. Now, as far as the products go that I'm about to show you, I did want to let you know that not all of these things are 100% non-toxic. Just like everybody else in the world, I'm still learning about this. There's literally so much to learn and so much to educate ourselves about the beauty industry and the food industry and the FDA and what is truly healthy and good for us and what could not be worse for us but is still allowed. The way that I think about beauty products is kind of the way that people view cigarettes and alcohol. Like, just because they're allowed doesn't mean that they're necessarily good for you. I mean, there even was a time way back in the day where they would prescribe cigarettes as medication. And of course, now we know that cigarettes could not be worse for you. But same as alcohol, I don't think I've had a drink in 2 years maybe. And I never was really very into alcohol anyways. I had a very short phase for like a year and a half where I would drink on the weekends or whatever, but that was very short-lived because I mean, let's be honest, it tastes absolutely disgusting. And you wake up the next day feeling terrible. And that tells you something right there, you know? If you're doing something and it's making you feel like crap, then it's probably not something that you should be doing, right? But anyways, just going back to makeup, just because things are allowed and just because some things are FDA approved does not mean that they are actually good for us. So that's really just something to keep in mind when you're watching this or when you yourself are out shopping for products. One tool that I really use and was super helpful to me and still is, I use it at least once a week I would say, is the Switch Natural app. There are quite a few apps these days that you can scan the barcode and it will tell you if something is toxic or non-toxic, but the problem with a lot of those is that they need funding somehow. And I know that in the past there have been a few that got in trouble because they were making products seem less bad in return for money from the companies that make the products. So one thing that I love about Switch Natural is that I forget how I even found out about it, but I discovered it a year or two ago and I am truly obsessed with it. I think it's the greatest. Andrea, the creator, she's a mom and she lives in the Houston area and she created the app herself. She does all the research. She has every ingredient that you could imagine on the database. And how you use it is you just download the app to your phone and then you take a picture of the ingredient list on your bottle or palette or whatever you're using. Or you can take a screenshot of the ingredient list from the website. and you scan it through the app, and it will essentially read the ingredients and then flag any that could be considered potentially toxic. But then she even goes a step further where you can click on those flagged ingredients and you can read about it. She lists all of her sources from where she's gathering the information from, and a lot of them are from like medical journals and stuff like that. But you can read about it and you can see like, okay, this ingredient has been shown to cause cancer in mice, or this ingredient is known to cause reproductive harm and birth defects. Like, you would think that once we found this out, we would just not have them in our everyday products, but unfortunately, that's just not where we're at this current moment. So I highly recommend downloading the Switch Natural app. I don't have any affiliation with them. I'm just a very avid user, and I just shout it from the rooftop all the time. I think it's a really great product. It's from a really trustworthy person, and it's just a great tool to have. So another element of my beauty philosophy is, that sounds so weird to say because it's not really something that I've written up or anything, but I really truly believe in nourishing the body from the inside out. If you are just eating junk food all the time, not exercising, not taking care of yourself, then your body is going to reflect that. Your skin might look a little bit more dull and gray. You might have acne from all the sugar and salts in all of the foods. But if you're nourishing your body and you're putting good ingredients, good whole foods, nourishing foods in your body, then you're gonna look healthy, you're gonna have a glow to you, and you're just gonna feel better all around, which is probably gonna make you less grouchy, and a smile will add so much to your beauty. Now, there are times, of course, where maybe it's a certain time of the month and you're just not feeling as good as you normally are. Your skin is looking a little bit more dull. What I really love to do is make a DIY face mask. I'll use raw honey and just some of the leftover coffee grounds from my morning coffee, and I'll just mix a little bit of that together, and then I'll put it on my face. I'll let it sit for a few minutes, and then just very gently, because the coffee is super abrasive, just very gently exfoliate as you wash it off. And I swear, every single time my skin looks so glowy, it feels super soft, and it just looks much healthier and more normal. So definitely give that a try if you're feeling like you need a little extra something. And then another thing that really helped is my Jolie shower head filter. I've been on a hair journey for the last couple of years because I started birth control and a lot of my hair fell out, and then it started growing back in, but instead of growing back in straight like it had been for the first 26 years of my life, it started growing back in curly. So that was weird. And then also just the water in Houston is so hard. There's just so much mineral content, I guess, in it, that it really was just weighing my hair down. So even before I really took the time to learn about all the toxins and all the crazy stuff that they pump into our water supply, I really just got the shower filter because it got rid of the hard water, and that was one of the best things that I could do for my hair and my skin as well. I used to always get really itchy after my showers, and that never happens to me ever since I started using the shower head filter. So if you're having skin issues after showering, or if your hair is just looking super flat and dull and not feeling like it should, then definitely look into the Jolie shower head filter. It is amazing. And now that all of that's out of the way, let's get right into my beauty routine so that you can see what I did today. I've already done this, but the first thing that I do as soon as I get out of the shower is put on my deodorant, because I usually am hot, and then I feel like having my hair up in this towel makes me just overheat so easily. So I don't want to just undo all the hard work that I did in the shower cleaning myself. So I've been using this orange vanilla from Pretty Frank for a really long time, like I'd say 1 to 2 years. Once I find something that really works for me and has good ingredients, I don't tend to stray because I just don't really care that much about like beauty stuff. I've never really been like a super makeup girly girl or anything like that. But this orange vanilla one smells exactly like you would think it does. And it's baking soda free, which I really like, because in the past when I've tried baking soda deodorants, I ended up like the baking soda would clog my pores and then I would get ingrown hairs, and those are no fun. But this one has really clean ingredients and smells really good without using any fragrance whatsoever. If you don't already know, fragrance is one of those kind of umbrella terms for what could be up to, I think, 3,000 different chemicals and components, and all that the companies have to do is just list fragrance because it's considered proprietary information. Like, they don't want to give away the secret sauce of how they get their thing to smell that certain way, so the FDA just allows them to use fragrance. But it's really problematic because then how do we know what we're putting into our bodies? We don't, and that is always a problem. Sean Luke also uses Pretty Frank, but this one does not smell feminine at all in our opinion. So this is the scent Woodlands, and the deodorant he was using before this did not work at all, so we switched him to this one, and he has never had any body odor since, which we are both very happy about. So I already put that on, and then I went in with my Pretty Farm Girl Vanilla Bean Body Butter, which it smells so good. And again, there's no fragrance and there's no synthetic or like fake ingredients in here at all. It's all natural, real ingredients, handmade, non-GMO, no chemical fragrances. And then last time I tried to film this video, I was actually really impressed because I haven't read the ingredients on this since I purchased it, and I don't have that great of a memory. So I was really excited to see that they actually put lactobacillus probiotics in here, raw honey, goat milk kefir, and propolis. All of those things, like the probiotic and the kefir, which also has a lot of probiotics, those are really good for like our gut microbiome, specifically if you're eating it. But I can only imagine that they would have really wonderful benefits on your skin as well. Raw honey, there's a lot of really good properties in honey and in propolis, which is also something that bees make. And then the Pretty Farm Girl who makes this body lotion also makes, I think, what they call fresh face cream, and I really love to use that in the winter. However, it is a more thick, oily content and can feel a bit heavy in the summer when it's a bazillion degrees in this Texas heat. But I've been using this Grounded Cow that my friend from high school actually makes. It's honey, lavender, tallow, and beeswax. I love this one. It's actually, he calls it tallow balm, not tallow lotion, and I definitely can stand by that because it has just more of a waxy feel, and it just feels so nice and not too heavy on the skin. I'm about halfway done with the jar, and I will definitely be reordering. I don't know if his business is up online yet, but I'll link his Instagram or something so that you can check it out because I highly recommend it. Another one of my favorites is Organic Peppermint Flavor Lip Balm, Whole Foods 365. My best friend from 7th grade, Shahela, and I, we have been obsessed with Burt's Bees lip balm since we were 11 and exclusively use Burt's Bees and nothing else on our lips for over a decade. But I started looking into them, and they used to be a good, clean brand, but unfortunately now Burt's Bees is owned by the Clorox company, and they have really changed the formula in a lot of their products. And unfortunately, Burt's Bees lip balm has some questionable ingredients in it now. So I switched to this one, which has a very similar feel. As far as makeup goes, I've been using the Ilia Skin Tint for quite some time now. I'm really happy with it. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about makeup and all the different products. I have a pretty simple routine and I really don't like to wear a lot of makeup. My whole philosophy on makeup is that it really should be something that you use to enhance your natural beauty and bring out your natural features, not anything that should be used to cover up your entire face. Personally, I'm super against like Botox and filler and plastic surgery and anything like that, because I think it's kind of a newer thing, so we don't really know how the body reacts to those things very well. I personally have known a few people who had gotten breast implants and then their body started rejecting them and made them incredibly sick to the point that they had to get the implants removed. So yeah, I just think that none of that is really necessary. Okay, so the rest of my makeup routine is in here. I have just very few products. I do have this Well People concealer. I haven't really been using it very much, to be honest with you. I'll use it now just so you guys can see. Just use a really small amount. Like I probably put too much. Yeah, I put way too much. Whoops. But yeah, sometimes if I feel like I need a little bit extra coverage, then I'll just go ahead and put this concealer underneath my eyes and then also on the like nostrils of my nose because they get pretty red. Okie dokie. And a little bit of this stuff goes the longest way. It's very high coverage, as they say. I really don't use either one of these too much in the summer because I feel like I get a nice tan on my face and then I don't really need it. If you like sunscreen and SPF, this has it. I don't really think that we need it as long as we get some early morning sunshine into our eyes and on our skin to kind of prep our body to know that, hey, the day has started. And then what we usually try to do is a couple of times per day, we like to spend 10 or 15 or 20 minutes outside getting some sunlight just to kind of keep our body clock going in sync with the day. What I'm using right now is a Fine Romance. It's another Ilia one. This one, unfortunately, is what I would consider less toxic instead of non-toxic. I first bought all of this stuff before I had discovered the Switch Natural app, but I spent like, I don't know, $30 on this and it's a lot better than what I was using before. So I'm just gonna use it up until it's gone. I mean, really, what can we do besides little baby steps? And really that's what I have been doing since probably college, so 2013, 2014, just learning little bits here and there and swapping things out along the way. Once I run out of this, I will recheck the ingredients to make sure that they didn't change the formula. And if it still has those flagged ingredients, then I will be moving on to a different blush. But what I like about this is it's a multi-stick. And so the next one that I do buy, it's definitely gonna be another dual product because I just love having like 4 things in my makeup bag. And that's it. The next thing that I'll usually use, I never used to use a face powder, but then I moved to Houston, which gets very humid. And as you can see, my face already is kind of shiny. So I'll usually just put this around this area. I'll set my under eye. I don't really know what to say about this product. I'm not really a makeup person. It's just powder, but it's talc free, which if you don't know, talc is really bad for us. So yeah, it doesn't say the ingredients on this, but I'm pretty sure when I scanned it, it was 100% non-toxic, which I'm glad about because I really like this one. Okay, this needs to come off because it is 500 million degrees. So then the last thing that I put on my face is just a little bit of highlighter. And I really don't use this that often, but I will every now and then. Usually when I do my makeup, like I said, it's in the winter. The summertime, you just have that nice glow and tan skin. I really don't put a lot of work into my eyebrows. I feel like I have a little bit of a bald spot here and then just some like evening out to do on these front parts, but that's really it. Like I said, less is always more for me when it comes to makeup. This brow pencil is from Burt's Bees and I scanned this one and it came back totally non-toxic. So if you still like Burt's Bees, there still are some things that you can use from them, just not the chapstick. Okay, and then this is the Limitless Lash Mascara. And I've had this bottle for a really long time. It's almost empty. I usually will just go sideways with the tip and get the ends of my lashes, and then I just do a light coat. Every single time. Always, either here or here. I bump my skin with the mascara wand. But yeah, that's really it. Then sometimes I'll go in with my brown eye pencil and I'll just do like a little tiny flick in the outer corners of my eyes just to add a little something. And then if I'm feeling really fancy, I'll go back in with my highlighter and I'll just do a little bit on my pinky and get in those inner corners, brighten that up a little bit. Hopefully you're here for non-toxic products and not for a makeup tutorial, because I'm not your girl for that. But yeah, that's my makeup routine, and now I want to show you guys a couple other goodies. This is the toothpaste that we use. It's by Redmond. We also use their salt, Redmond's Real Salt. It is the best salt ever, super high in minerals, naturally occurring minerals, not anything fortified. But this is their toothpaste. I love this. I love it, love it, love it. It tastes really good. It's made with all good ingredients, and it also has some colloidal silver in it, which colloidal silver is really good at helping prevent you getting sick. Like, I'll take a couple tablespoons of colloidal silver every single day. If you get a scrape on your arm or like a deep cut, you can put colloidal silver on that. Sean Luke's eyes were really irritating him the other day, so we put some little drops of colloidal silver in his eyes. If you want to look into that, I would highly recommend it. But it has that in here, so that's really great for your oral health. And then this is what I use for nail polish. This is the only color that I have. They have a ton of colors, but I just always go to white for my toes, and I stopped painting my fingernails because I just do too much with my hands and it always chips off. I have the Cote, I don't know how to say this. It has a weird accent over the top. I think it's French. But this is 26 free. So it's the least toxic nail polish that I personally have been able to find, and I was doing a lot of research for a long time. So I was really happy to find this because I just personally do not feel like I have my life together if my toes are chipped or unpainted. So, and then the nail polish remover, this is completely non-toxic, and it also doesn't smell either, which is fantastic. And it's made with soybean oil. As far as my hair routine goes, usually when I get out of the shower, I'll start out with this Evolve Smart Start leave-in conditioner spray. And fun fact, they are located in Petaluma, California, which is one of the towns that I grew up in. I lived there throughout middle school, well, half of middle school and all of high school. I'll usually start off with this. Half of my hair is super curly and I have no idea how to manage it. So a lot of these hair products are new to me, but the Evolve ones I had been using previously. Like this one is Smart Volume. So I'll put some of that in at my roots. Oh, and then at the crown too, I guess. Here. And then one of the newer things that I've been using is this Inner Sense Curl Cream, Quiet Calm Curl Control, a styling cream to hydrate, shape, and define curls. So I don't have a curly girl hair routine because I'm only half a curly girl, but I have been putting this in and I did see a pretty good reduction in frizz. So, and it smells good. I think I put in too much just now. Whoops. The imposter syndrome that I have, trying to be like, here's a beauty routine, you should do this, when I have no idea what I'm doing, really. I just have my one thing that I know, which is the same face and makeup I've been putting on since I was like 15, and non-toxic products, which I am pretty passionate about. The next thing that I started using is, again, with Inner Sense. I really started using this brand a lot more because I've had this bottle, which I'll get to in a minute. This is what really generated my love for Inner Sense. Let's see, let me put in some of this volumizing foam really quick. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think you're supposed to put it at your roots, right? I'll put it kind of in my front pieces to maybe give it some extra hold. Okay, and then last but not least, I have this Inner Sense I Create Shine hair oil, which I don't use until after I dry my hair, but this is the most heavenly scent ever. It makes your hair smell so good. It's completely non-toxic, and this bottle, it's $40, which to me, I'm like, really, for some hair oil? That's kind of crazy, but it's non-toxic. And this bottle I've had for almost 3 years, and it's just barely halfway empty. So it definitely, like, a little bit of this goes a super long way. I'll usually just do a single drop, put it in my hands, go through my hair, and then flip it to the other side, one more drop, go through. I'm gonna go ahead and dry it. I'll bring the camera along. I just purchased the Shark kind of Dyson copy where it has the like suction-y curling wand. So I've been using that, and that has just been so nice.